It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, which is why you're going to hear what my favorite report of the year was. Okay, so maybe the karaoke machine I got myself for my birthday isn't quite paying off. But this recap of my favorite report of the year and a special update will pay off for you. Drea Humphrey here with Rebel News, and Merry Christmas! Boy, do I love working at a place where I'm allowed to say that. I'm not compelled to say Happy Holidays, although even if I was, I probably wouldn't comply, which I guess is why I'm a rebel. And if you're new to Rebel News, you should know that we bring you the other side of the story to the state-backed legacy media. You should know it's also not always easy to do that. I mean, I'd love that if my favorite report was some 12-year-old child who came up with this crazy invention and now has this whole chain. That would be a fun report to look back on. But instead, for the last 12 months, I've been updating you guys about medical tyranny that's still keeping health professionals from saving lives today, despite British Columbia's healthcare system being in shambles and being completely understaffed.
Well, I've been terminated. I haven't quite received my termination letter yet, but after 18 years full-time as a recreation and horticulture therapist working in special care with folks with different cognition ailments, that's it.
Or maybe I'm trying to cover people who want our resources to be null and void and have no solution for how we're going to survive without them, as they swear and harass at me and swarm me while I'm just trying.
Maybe go find some other news. Maybe you might want to go find some other news.
Why the are you here?
We're working,
Because
sir.
you guys are shutting down the bridge. We want to know why. Why don't you off? Here, there's for your membership. There's for your Rebel News.
Sir.
Go yourself, lady. Go yourself. Go yourself. Would you like me to turn it up? Here you go. Go yourself. You're no friend to Native people. Go off.
I am Native.
Off playing that card. You.
Okay. You're
you.
telling me I'm playing a race card?
Yeah, you are.
Sir.
Get the out of here. Off.
Or maybe I'm covering issues of sexualization of children in schools and community centers, and how people walking by just think it's completely normal now to have drag queen story times for toddlers, even if they were in the nude.
Why is that a sexual
So you
thing?
think adults should be able to wear whatever they want in front
Sure.
of children?
Sure.
So
Canadians are really uptight.
G-strings.
Sure. Why not? It's
Well,
a body. It's a human
that's your
body.
answer.
Why not?
So
It's a human body.
Two different
we have
sides.
naked men reading to little kids?
Sure, it's a human body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not that easy to say what your favorite report of the year is, but believe it or not, when I was racking my brain for it, one kept coming to mind, and it actually happened at the beginning of the year. This was a story that everybody, vaccinated or not, was enraged about. Almost everybody anyways. We united on our righteous anger for how the Ferguson family was being treated. If you don't know this story, little Jack Ferguson had leukemia, every parent's worst nightmare. But thank God for charities like Ronald McDonald House, right? I mean, that's where families go to stay with their child when they need treatment, like chemo or what have you. And this family lived in Kelowna and would have to travel back and forth 4 hours each time, which is just not likely to happen. I mean, how could they function? But Ronald McDonald House opened their doors with donations by the people and donations by Pfizer, which probably leads me to the next part of the story. In January, this family was told, get the jab or get out. We don't like your kind here anymore. Take a look.
It's just pretty disturbing. I'm just wondering if it's legit. Is this saying that like everybody who's not vaccinated is getting evicted?
Well, we have a grace period to which you can get your first dose, but essentially as of January 17th, it's a board mandate from our board.
So I just want to get this straight. So by the end of the month, my 4-year-old boy with leukemia is getting evicted because we don't have a vaccine. Like, I'm reading comments that say, I'm ashamed to be a Canadian, like complete wickedness, and just on and on and on, just these powerful this weeping of the community of like, how did it get this far? And for them to just be like, you can just see how their consciences are dead because when I was talking to the manager, it's like she's surprised that this is even happening. It's like, what's the big deal? Like, it's just another vaccine passport. It's just another thing. We've been doing this for a while. Haven't you gotten the memo?
Part of the reason that I'm here in this great free nation is because good people refused to do nothing and didn't let evil prevail. My family, much of them, came here through the Underground Railroad to the promised land of freedom. And I will not sit back and let groups of individuals who simply made a medical choice they believe is best be marginalized and dehumanized to the point that they are no longer welcome to be helped by an organization like Ronald McDonald House, who helps children with cancer. Boy, was I fired up about this one. You know, Austin reached out to me to tell me his story, and I was there the next day in front of that house to tell you guys, and you guys acted. Like I said, it didn't matter your vaccination status. This was a line in the sand for many. It was an international story. The social media was on fire, but they didn't budge. The board members that came up with this inhumane policy kept it in for months. I went and looked at their website recently, and the page that used to explain it says no longer found, so perhaps they've come to their senses. I've reached out to them, and I didn't hear back yet, but if I do in a timely manner, I'll put it in the written part of this report, which you can find a link to in the description below. But what I do have an update for you on is an update on the Fergusons themselves. Here is Mr. Austin Ferguson, the father, their youngest, Louis Ferguson, and Jack Ferguson. Mom, Lindsay Ferguson, wasn't able to make the meeting, but let's hear how they're doing since this ordeal.
All right, it's so good to see you guys. Jack, my goodness, you've grown up so much. So we've got Austin, Jack, and Louis. Thanks for being on Rebel News.
Yeah, for sure. It's good to see you again.
Hi, Jack. I know you don't know me, but lots of us know you guys. So tell us, what's life like for you guys now?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great to get our lives back. I mean, coming home, first off, it was nice to be home, right? Because we were living in like a hotel before at the Easter Seals house. So we got to come back to the home that we left. And so that was so great. And then we were just, getting back to normal. We went out and just did, the fall stuff. We went out to the pumpkin patch and, went out and did family things and just tried to make up for lost time, I guess. But, not even really, because we did pack a lot of life into that time while we were away too. So, But yeah, I mean, it's just been great to be home for sure.
And how is Jack's health?
Yeah, Jack's good. I mean, he's cancer free, right? So Jack, do you not want to be on the camera anymore?
Are you good, Jack?
Okay, you go see Mom. You get a prize for being on TV, okay?
Bye, Jack.
You want to go with Jack? Okay.
Bye, Louis.
Yeah, I promised him a Kinder Surprise if he came and said hi. So I
know, I always bribe mine too. So, but so his health is good.
Yeah, he's cancer free. Praise God. Yeah, it was a crazy ride, and he's still in maintenance, so he's still taking pills. We have to go down to check up every once a month. We have to drive down to Vancouver to do a checkup. And, but yeah, everything's been good so far. So, I mean, nothing to complain about,
Wow. Well, I'm so glad to hear it. You guys went through such a shocker. So many people were shocked alongside you. Mm-hmm. And as I said in the beginning of this report, what happened to Jack and your family was just an example of how much we were on the wrong side of history in the moment. Hopefully we're going to get out of that soon. But is there anything you want to say now that time has passed and now that you guys have gotten back to a version of normal at your home and everything? Is there anything you want to let maybe the people know who are so interested in your story?
Geez, I don't know. I mean, well, right after our story, right? I mean, a lot of love, a lot of people reached out, a lot of people donated. So thank you so much for anybody who prayed and donated to our family. It's done so much for us. I've been able to, launch an electrical business with some partners. Well, I didn't launch it, but I bought into a business. And so we've been starting up an electrical business here called AC Man Electrical. So that's been really big. So just the donations to help keep morale up too, and to paid for the hotel. And just everything has been so big that we've been able to, you know, financially provide for ourselves. So that was huge too. And then, you know, right after our story, what happened was the trucker convoy, right? So that was so amazing. So anybody who was a part of that, thank you so much for going down or just supporting people in whatever way you could, because that was what led to, you know, the science changing, right? So then our family got to get our lives back in a big way. Wow. So, yeah, just want to say, you know, thank you to everybody who, you know, prayed and supported our family.
And Easter Seals, when they let you guys in, they treated you guys good and everything like that?
Yeah, they're great. We love Easter Seals. They're good.
Nice. Always good to know where to donate. Well, thank you so much for this quick update. And you guys are my favorite story of the year because it's a happy ending and it's an example of just sticking to what's right. And then thankfully the community coming together to help you with that as well. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks so much for reaching out. I appreciate it.
Well, I guess I got my happy ending after all in this recap. Little Jack is cancer-free. Their family is stronger than ever, thanks to many of you who got behind them and many of you who chose to be on the right side of history. And that is my hope for prayer for us coming into the new year, that we continue to do that even when it's tough and even when we don't necessarily see the light at the end of the tunnel. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. From Drea Humphrey and Rebel News. If you appreciate that Rebel News gets its boots on the ground to bring you these types of reports, please help us continue to do so in the new year. You can make a donation at rebelnews.com/donate. We appreciate your support.